Welcome back everybody to the Vintage Sewing Machine Garage YouTube channel, and welcome back to the Necchi Supernova Ultra. This is a very nice, well cared for and well preserved Necchi from circa 1960-61-ish or so. And this machine, is not actually one of my rescues. My client got it and it was having some problems, and I've been making a series of videos to cover those, and I believe, fingers crossed, that we have gotten those issues dealt with. And so now it is time to continue along the lines of getting the machine woken. Sometimes Necchis can be extra cranky. All machines, when they have not run for years, sometimes decades, they can get very cranky. They go into what I call lack of use hibernation, and they need to be woken up gently. Just like people, you don't like to be woken up immediately perhaps, and machines are no different. I have some lovely light coming in today, and I wanted to again take us through this process of lubricating the machine. We've lubricated the top, the side compartment, and now I'm focusing my attention to the undercarriage. And please feel free to donate to our channel if you would like to support the efforts, or maybe you have found some of these videos useful for your own needs. Anyway, because this channel is commercial free, and any donation is much appreciated and certainly helps to I use that to your donations to go out and find more machines to rescue. All right, so I'm going to tilt back my machine. Now, there are two ways to do this. You can ask someone that you trust to, as you tilt the machine back, to hold it for you. I highly suggest that anytime you tilt the machine back, make sure there's something to support it. Otherwise, it will go rolling, sometimes crashing onto the table, or worse. And when you do, make sure you have enough. I have both a rolled, I keep old towels that are no longer great for bath towels, and I use them, for various projects, and this is one of them. In addition to that, I've actually rolled a blanket because this machine needs that much support. Now, make sure that when you tilt the machine back, you may have to adjust some of this because you need it to be further back far enough, I should say, to make sure that you can reach everything, and also that it doesn't tip back over, okay? And of course, this machine is unplugged. Your machine should really always be unplugged when you're working on it. The only time you plug it in is when you're going to test it. So, I now have balanced my rolled towels. There is something else you can do, of course. You can take something that is firm, that is stable, and for example, I don't even know if this would be long enough, but you want to have an extra, especially when you're working by yourself. Maybe have something extra to catch the machine so it does not come crashing down on your hands or fingers, just like the piano covers in the cartoons do. It is not a fun time. These are very heavy. Now, what do we have here? Underneath this incredible piece of engineering, we have lots going on. We have a lot of mechanisms that need to be tended to. Now, everything over here on the right is not to be, do not open it, do not touch it. This is the electrical wizardry of late 1950s, early 1960s Necchi. There is nothing in there to lubricate, and if you open it up, do not. It is, I strongly recommend that you don't. You will create unnecessary headaches for yourself. Now, again, I'm going to put this here just to make sure. And in fact, I'll probably, let's see. I think this is going to be enough. Here we go, right here for me, right? And let's just test it. There we go. Okay. Now, you will have to make that decision for yourself. Another thing you can do is you can get a dowel. and prop it. Just make sure it doesn't move when you are trying to service the machine. All right. So what are we going to do? You may see a guide for oiling this part of your machine in your user manual or not. If you don't, you may even have access to a service manual. But if you don't have either of those, and some of you will not, you can find them online. I know you can get the owner's manual, but if you don't have it and you're thinking, well, I don't know. So what to do? Well, one of the things, now, if you have an arm long enough, if not, you'll need someone to help you. You turn the hand wheel towards you, just like you were getting ready to lift the needle or something. And notice, just like with most every other machine I've ever shown online, you will see, right here, you will see parts moving. And they are sometimes moving against each other. One part is moving and the other part is basically not moving. It is still. Now I've got some really good light here, so I'm going to zoom in just a bit. I want to be able to include all of the machine here, all of the moving parts anyway. See if I can frame that. That should do it. All right. So what do we have over here? Up here, this you can't see. You see my thumb right there. Above the machine is the button for its piece of plastic. Be gentle, and it is spring loaded, and it pushes a piece that is designed to lower your feed dogs. That is something you want to lubricate and make sure that it works. Okay, and what we're going to do first, though, you don't need to lubricate that plastic piece. However, I am going to reach over and I'm turning the hand wheel and I'm basically just trying to see what's moving, what's not, right? We have this piece here, and sometimes you will see a hole that's designed to, in fact, take the oil, but sometimes you won't. And if you don't, again, there's a piece here that's swiveling. Let's see if I can zoom in to show that to you, because that's something you may not notice. One of the things you want to do when you're looking at a machine is try to look at it at different angles, because if you look at it straight on, you see something moving, but now at the angle, look what's moving, right? This piece, these two pieces, right here, right? This is sliding in what looks like a big fork, okay? Well, that obviously needs sewing machine oil. Now, basically, I'm going to start up at the top. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to come way. Oh, wait a minute. I lost my frame. Let's go back. I wanted to just highlight that. Now, I am going to come back just a bit. Let's get everything back in the frame that I was looking for. I think that should do it. Now, notice these pieces that are moving, right? Anything that moves, let's put at least 2 drops. Again, normal oiling, 1 drop is more than enough. I promise you it is. You know, more is not more, less is more. But you may say, well, you're doing more than 1. Yes, because this machine is asleep. It needs to be woken up. So I'm going to, I thought that was an oiling hole there. There's an oiling hole. What am I doing? I am looking for any parts that move against each other, and I'm giving them several drops of oil because they have been asleep. Now, the owner of this machine may have oiled it, but I don't know. Maybe they did oil it down here underneath, but this will not hurt because, again, we're talking about a machine that was asleep for a long time. Once I have gone through and done what I call my wake up, the wake up of a sleeping machine. Once that has happened, then I can advise the owner, just 1 drop is fine. Now, what am I doing? What's causing this movement? Up above, I'll change we still got our view here, but I'm going to change the angle just a bit for you guys, because I want you to see something. Up here is a lever. It's a big, beautiful chrome lever, and it has to do with your zigzag. And right now the zigzag is set to the widest, so I can have it's spring-loaded, so that's what's causing this movement. Now, you will notice there's a shaft here, right? Right there. I want to make sure that I've got oil on both sides of there, because it's got to go through that lovely cast iron housing that it's in. And what else do we have? you'll notice that this piece is moving, so it needs oil. And over here, right there, right? And yes, now once you start getting over to the left side of the machine, and I've come down, I think I've hit all of these points. If I don't, I know I can trust you guys to tell me in the comments. You're wonderful about that, and I'm not being sarcastic. I appreciate that. I truly do. So let's see, have I missed any areas? Now, how would you know, is everything moving the way it should? Well, it depends on what you're dealing with. So right now, I just caused something else to move because I'm pushing on the reverse button. And when I do, look right there. Do you see that? Put some drops of oil there because now there's a fork-like piece that's moving across there. So sometimes you have to adjust different levers or dials or buttons to see what they're attached to. Because the plastic is not where the business is. That's not what's causing all of this magic. The plastic is what you touch. This is why I've mentioned many times in the past, anytime you are restoring a vintage sewing machine, and this could apply for other items as well, other than sewing machines, you really want to make sure that the things that are stuck, that are often made of steel or some other metal, have been loosened and are moving freely before you start moving the plastic pieces that control them. You will save your machine, very possibly. Now, I had mentioned over here, this is the drive shaft that I was referring to, and again, going back to the putting my hand on the zigzag lever, right? There we go. Now, right over here, I want to put some oil. Now, once you get over to the left side, you want it to start being more conservative with the oil, because remember, right over here, right, what do we have? We have, make sure my rolls padding are moving with this machine. Of course, we have the shuttle, right? We have this area here with the that's the race. I've mentioned to you all before what a race is. This is the hook. The shuttle is basically the shaft of the shuttle. The shuttle is actually over here on the other side of the hook. And the race is looks like a little miniature race track. That's the best way I can explain to try to remember this. And it is what your hook spins back and forth on. And of course, that needs to be cleaned and oiled. So what am I going to do here? While we're here, let's do it. Now this one, this big ring here that you see is essentially a cover for the race, and it prevents everything in here, particularly your hook, from just popping and flopping out. And so I'm just going to push outward on both of these, and when I do, voila. Now by the way, the bobbin case is already out. That's why you don't see it there. It would be right there in the center. So I'm going to take the race cover out, and it is designed to actually swing back. And that was, again, one of Necchi's little I say Necchi, maybe the Japanese invented it too, I'm not sure. But basically, it just swings out of the way. It can hang there if you wish. It's not really going to harm anything if it does. Now, what do we see here? This should not be rust. Usually it's old oil. Thankfully, that's normally the case, but not always. So if it is old oil, I have 99% isopropyl alcohol on my cotton swab, and it will normally come right off. Yeah, it's wiping right off. Now rust will a little bit, but this is essentially old oil. It was clear or close to being clear when it was new, and now it's been on there a long time. 1960 was a long time ago, and it is it's turned amber, right? All right, so we're and that's really aesthetic. Now, in fact, if you have it here, you don't actually have to remove it out here, and it's actually probably why the machine doesn't suffer as much as it could from rust, because now look at that, my hook just came right out. What am I going to do? I'm going to take and clean my hook, but before I do, I am going to go in with my cotton swab, and I am going to clean the race. Now, in this particular area of the machine, I am going to use one of my, and I have no sponsors here, this is why I rely on all of you for donations, Precision Tip Q-Tip. I will use any kind of cotton swab normally. I will use cotton swabs that are generic or the drugstore brand or whatever, wherever you get your cotton swabs. But there are certain parts of a machine that I like to use these. All cotton swabs can shred. Don't kid yourself. However, these are tougher. They are, those of you who know my channel have seen me use these and talk about them. They're called precision tips. They're a little more tapered and they're stronger, okay? But they still have this nice sort of hard paperboard center without the plastic, which makes it easier for me to use and bend. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go in here and just sort of, clean this area. Remember, your hook is going to be rotating on this area, so we don't just add oil to it. Make sure that it's clean, especially when you're getting a machine for the first time. Who knows how long it's been since this thing was clean? Now, that's just part of the race, right? So I'm going to take the hand wheel and turn it to give me more room to come under here. Now I'm going to come up, right, like I'm going counterclockwise. There's not a ton on here, not too bad, right? And let's see, then I'm going to turn it again, and now I'm going to turn the hand wheel and bring the shuttle all the way up as far as it will go. Remember that this is an oscillating machine, so it doesn't spin 360 degrees. Then it would be a rotary. So I'm going to go back, take my cotton swab, and come up here. Now up here, where's up here? Up here, if you think of the top of the shuttle area is 12 o'clock, right? And that's where your needle is coming down. You can't see the needle, it's above, but it will come down when the machine is stitching. So now I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to go on the other side of the race. And the race, of course, is, and I got a little bit of goo there, right? Not too horrible, I've seen worse, but it was time. It was due for a cleaning. So again, when you get a machine, you really don't know how long it's been since it got cleaned. And the way you know the race is because, turn this again, to be specific. So you notice that this is like looks like the opening to a cylinder. This area here is part of the area that I'm cleaning, but I'm also cleaning this edge. Do you see this? It's like a 90 degrees. There's an edge here. It drops down and then it comes out like the rim of a wheel on a car. And it's like a little racetrack. And it, over time, collects. Well, there you go. There's a piece of thread, right? Look at that. Look at that piece of thread. And I didn't even see it, but it came out because this happens. You get lint and broken thread pieces fall down. You really don't want those in there because, as I've shown on videos in the past, old thread can create a world of problems and frustration because your machine is designed to handle a lot, but everything has its limits. So this is why cleaning your lint area, depending on the fabrics you're sewing with and how often you use it, is important. So now I'm going to shift the camera for you again, see if we can get a little bit better view. I've shown this before, but I like showing it to people because I want to make sure they understand why this is important, okay? And you can see now I'm getting more of that old oil. I'm pretty sure that this is not rust. If it's rust, you'll only get a little bit to come off on the cotton swab, and most of it will stay. Corrosion is harder to get off than old oil. Old oil is pretty easy to dissolve when you've got the alcohol. All right, so there we are. I have cleaned this area. One thing I may wish to do before I finish up there is to go over and just clean just gently the top of the shuttle, right? See, make sure there's, you're cleaning and you're also looking for things that might have fallen down in there and gotten caught. All right, while we're here, I'll show you one other thing you can do before I move on to the hook. Right here, if you notice, and maybe it'll be easier if you notice, if I lower the camera just a bit on the tripod. All right. This, of course, is your bobbin plate, right? It covers the bobbin area. And when you pull it out, this is what's holding on this model. That's what's holding it in place. Well, the first thing I want to do, this is paint, and I don't know, again, paint chemistry you got to be careful with. So I'm not really going to, I am not going to put alcohol there, but I'm just going to come here with this, just a dry cotton swab. Again, I've got my precision tip, and I'll do the same thing up here. I've got the same path above. Let's see if that will give you even in better, yeah, you'll see it right there. So now that I've done that, why did I do that? So I want to, it's just a little bit of lint here on that clip. There's not really anything major to be concerned about. So you have a couple of options. You can oil it, and again, it's a tension clip, right? And it holds the plate. That's why the plate slides back and forth. You have a couple options. You can oil it, or in this case, you can put a small amount of grease, okay? And when I say small, I mean peppercorn blob there, okay? And I'll do the same up here. And I'm doing it right in front of that clip so that when I push it in, there we go. That's it. This clip just applied a nice, very smooth, very thin coating. Now, the space between this clip and the bed of the machine is very narrow, so it can only hold so much. Anything else, anything that's excess, well, let's just go ahead and remove it, okay? Because that excess grease, all that's going to do for you is be a magnet for you-know-what, lint. So we don't need that. We just needed a little bit. Goes a long way here. All right, what do we have left? When it comes to your hook, the procedure for cleaning and oiling is pretty much the same as any class 15 machine. And in the next video, I will show all of you how I do that. It's very quick, it's very fast. I'll probably talk more than it actually, it take me more time to describe it than to actually do it. In fact, when I overhaul machines making videos, the overhauls take longer because I'm wanting to give time to all of you to show you this, because some of you are doing it for the first time and it may look like rocket science. I promise you it is not. Rocketry is not my background. So there you go. All right. Anyway, I hope this was helpful, everyone. We have now lubricated the bottom, all of the drivetrain components in this machine. And again, in the next video, I'll show you how I'm going to clean and gently, subtly lubricate the hook and the bobbin case as we get ready, we hope, to get this machine back and hopefully ready to do some test stitching. And then once I'm waiting on a light bulb I have to get ordered for the client, and then they will be coming to pick it up. I appreciate, again, all of you watching and supporting this channel. It has been 10 years now. And again, if you have found any of these videos helpful, please consider donating to the channel as it is commercial free. In spite of the size of the channel and the number of viewers and the number of videos, that is something that I would like to use as a model. And so for those of you who have supported the channel, I really appreciate the donations. It's very helpful to know that many of you find this channel helpful and that you want to see it continue. So thank you so much. And if you have a Necchi, a Supernova, or any Necchi at all, feel free to share your comments about the trials, tribulations, and the incredible rewards of using what I consider one of the finest examples of Italian engineering in the 20th century. So I will see all of you in the next video as we hopefully round up the overhaul and the awakening of the Necchi Supernova Ultra. See you next time, folks.